Something big is about to happen. Something big is underway. There's a shift and you can feel it, right? You can feel energetically, some of you feeling a little bit antsy, some of you feeling a little bit of a sense of anticipation, some of you even feeling a little bit of fear, some of you are feeling a sense of impatience. Whether you're feeling pending doom or the excitement that I'm certainly feeling right now, let's talk about what's going on. Well, there's a huge timeline shift, and the timeline, let me just give you a little bit of a background here to understand what I'm talking about when I talk about the timeline. We have one overall timeline right now, and it holds every single reality and every single person. We always talk about all the different timelines. Well, where we are right now is all the different timelines converging. We're at convergence point. They're coming into one unified timeline. We're no longer operating on the train station of millions of parallel timelines. That's what it used to look like. Now, all of those trains have been docked into one big timeline. And it's crazy because it's holding every possible outcome, every possible person, every possible frequency. And that's why we've got so much going on in our world where people are getting triggered and butting heads because we've got opposing frequencies, something very high, something very low. And these frequencies really rub each other up the wrong way. The timeline, think of it as the air that you breathe. Think of it as the soup that you're swimming in. Think of it as the stuff that surrounds you, the energetic field. That's changed. It's a crystalline timeline, but there's a big but here. Not everyone's going to shift into the crystalline timeline right now. And I want to explain to you exactly who is and exactly who isn't so that you get this, so that you understand, okay, this is the stuff that ascension is made of. Let's go. For some of you, this is going to be some harsh truth telling. Might be a little bit too harsh. If that's the case, put it off. There's no point upsetting yourself. But if you're the type of person that really appreciates candor and straight talk, you're going to love what I've got to say. First of all, the beauty of a crystalline timeline is this. It's lighter, which means it's harder to hold density, which means people who are really miserable and really in their stuff, they're going to have all of that amplified. Everything amplifies. The moment the energy around us goes crystalline, everything amplifies because it's being brought up to discharge. Everything that is unlike this cosmic soup that we're swimming in, so our fears, our insecurities, etc., it all comes out for a very good reason so that we can start matching the frequency of the air around us. In other words, the timeline, we can start kind of raising ourselves up into its vibratory frequency. This timeline is going to be open for quite a while still, but not everyone has made the jump or will make the jump right now. There's a lot of people that are holding a phenomenal and sickening entitlement, and this is what it looks like. Yesterday on TikTok, I put up a video. I put up videos there every day. So by the way, guys, if you don't follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, at iamkerryk is the handle, and I put up daily videos there. The video that I put up spoke about win. The win fixation. Everybody wants to know, when is ascension going to happen? And I happened, horror of all horrors, to tell the truth, I happened to say the following. Look, guys, ascension could be happening this afternoon, this evening, tomorrow, next week, next month, 5 years or 10 years time, even more than 10 years time. Well, did a lot of people get almighty triggered? Some of the comments that I got were, if something's only going to happen in 5 or 10 years time, why the hell do we need to talk about it now? Why are you wasting our time with this? Another comment was, but you said, Kerry, you said ascension was going to happen soon. You said we were on the brink of it. We are. First of all, I've never given a date. Do you know that about me? I've never once ever given a date for ascension to happen. And I've even said this, if somebody does give you a date, run the hell away. Run far, because no one is meant to know, because ascension is an evolving and dynamic field of energy. And here's the real kicker, you are the thing that brings it closer or moves it further away. You, the individual. And when we move into entitlement, which I'm going to paint the picture for you of what ascension entitlement looks like, you better believe you're pushing it so far away. When you step into the humility of every single day that I've got before the ascension wave hits, baby, I'm getting a gift. I'm getting an opportunity to evolve and do the inner work and see myself and face myself and let go of what I need to let go of and take responsibility where I need to and share love where I need to and be love and be the awakening, be the light. That's the humble approach to where we are right now. And then there's the opposite extreme. See, I've often described where we are right now as being like the teenage years. It's the teenage years in the sense that where's a teenager? In between childhood, in between adulthood. They're attached to both, like they're so close to the adulthood, so close to childhood at the same time. So they're floundering and they're in the middle, a little bit like they're in no man's land. We're kind of like the teenagers in ascension right now, in the sense that we're not really 3D beings anymore, but we're also not 5D beings yet. And guys, I hear this all the time and it makes my head spin how anybody believes this level of People say, oh, we've ascended. We're in 5D. Guys, if we were in 5D and we'd ascended, I swear to God, you'd know it. I swear to God, the reality around you would show it. Now, that doesn't mean we don't have streams within our timeline of 5D current, because we do, and that's huge and that's massive, and our bodies are interacting with it. Yes, that's absolutely true. We now have access to 5D. It's actually here in the timeline around us. Woohoo! Amazing. Does that mean you've ascended? No. You've ascended when every cell of your body has undergone the alchemical process of shifting from a dense carbon-based thing into a light-bodied crystalline version of yourself that is all-loving, all-knowing, omnipotent, and could be just about infinite, just about eternal. You wouldn't age, you wouldn't die, you wouldn't get sick. You would be in a state of perpetual harmony, in a state of perpetual oneness. You would know everything. You would have direct access, direct open access to the mind of God. You wouldn't consider asking me a question like, are we in 5D yet? You wouldn't ask the question because you would know, you would be plugged right into the source of knowing, and everything around you would look different, including the earth. It would look so supremely harmonious. And everything, the animals in the oceans would be a part of that harmony. The skies would be pristine and clear, and that's all that you would feel inside of you. And yes, by the way, a 5D being an ascended being can certainly have their feathers ruffled. In other words, we can get frustrated in 5D, we can get irritated in 5D, we can get annoyed in 5D, but damn it, we resolve it so quickly because we know I am not my emotion. My emotion is a wave of energy passing through the infinite self that I really connect to now. So the infinite self becomes the identity instead of what we do here in the old world, in the false matrix world. We identify with the emotions and call ourselves by the name of our emotions. So we say, I am angry, sad, glad, or whatever it might be. The people who feel entitled to ascension, they actually get annoyed when I talk about the possibility, because it's all that it is, guys, a possibility that ascension could happen in 5 or 10 years' time. Yes, please remember, could happen tomorrow. But a bigger truth is it's happening inside the cells of your body right now. You've been in preparation for this for millions of years. It's a pretty long time. So if ascension happens in the next 5 minutes or the next 5 years, from the perspective of this being a millions of year long episode, ascension is happening right now. But in reality, it truly is. In reality, we have the ascension point, the solar flash, the great event wave. We have that point, right? But today, right now in this conversation, and every other day, your cells are preparing for the alchemical process of that transcendence. You're in ascension. That doesn't mean you've ascended, but you're in ascension. It's an ongoing process and your participation is vital. So many people feel, just like a teenager does, entitled to ascension. I'm not going to work for it. Screw you, you give it to me. I've suffered long enough. And they brandish their suffering about them like some kind of accolade, like some kind of decree of their worthiness. They do. They say things to me like, I can't survive another day because my suffering is so big. And my answer is, well, then you better bloody well fix it, because that's where we are right now. See, ascension is not what a lot of people are waiting for. The solution. The lights in the sky. Someone's come to save me. God's come to save me. A light's come to save me. An event has come to save me. Something I can't do for myself. Something outside of me is happening to me. Cool. Take me, baby. So many people think that that's what ascension is. And that because of their suffering, they're entitled to it today. And how dare you make them wait just a millisecond longer? Ascension is not the lights in the sky coming to save you. Ascension is you becoming the light and saving yourself. And if you can't do that, you will not ascend. And that's okay. It really is. Because you're an infinite thing living in an infinite universe. And the infinite universe that you're a part of does not care how long it takes you to realize, oh my God, all along, it was me that I was waiting for. Not the external event. The internal light had to come on first. The entitlement, just like a teenager, a teenager. I've got to tell you, by the way, I've got a 17-year-old son. I don't know if he's the only exception, but he is so not like this. I remember being like this, though, as a teenager, and I know a lot of teenagers were. They know everything, number one. You can't tell them anything because it's like, oh, what do you know? I get a lot of that. I get a lot of, you can't expect me to do anymore. You know when you tell a teenager to clean their room, you can't expect me to clean my room. I cleaned my room last week or last month or last year. You can't expect me to do that. I do so much. I'm in suffering. They're very quick to move into self-pity. They're very quick to move into victimhood. They're very quick to move into, I can't be expected to do. It's unfair. It's unfair. See, this is why I call where we are right now, not necessarily you, but you'll recognize this, right, in a lot of people. And if it is you, it's okay. It's okay, because what I'm saying to you right now might be a harsh truth, but if it helps you to step into the maturity of the ascension process, which is, oh wow, the lights in the sky, that ascension point is not the answer to my suffering I am. And until I know that, ascension's not even a possibility. Ascension is not owed to me. Allow yourself to understand that the self-pity and the victimhood and the entitlement is exactly the derailing of ascension. Now, here's something supremely important. The timeline is getting lighter. We got some big crystalline energy flowing into the timeline to the point that the timeline itself is becoming more and more crystalline, less and less dense in energy. And like I said in the beginning, that means your body's going to catch up and meet that crystalline energy, and it is going to start operating in higher bandwidths, higher frequencies. But the controllers of the false matrix have technology that's able to read the timeline and see what's happening, and guess what they do? This is what all the timeline wars have been based upon. Their technology reads the timeline and it says, uh-oh. Look at that. Look over there. Humanity, they're shifting. They're getting more conscious. They're getting more crystalline. They're going to make big leaps. They're going to make big jumps. They're going to start healing themselves. They're going to start seeing through all of our BS in a much bigger way than they ever have before. They're going to go into personal responsibility, horror of all horrors. They're going to let go of their victimhood. Oh my God, we can't let that happen. So they initiate a fear event to bring people down. So the chances of a fear event happening right now are pretty damn big indeed, because the timeline is getting lighter and lighter. And this is exactly where the controllers want to grab humanity out of the possibility of their ascension. So be warned, be aware. And if it doesn't happen, They know that we're doing damn good. We're becoming untouchable. That's where I want us to be. I want us to be at that level where the controllers of the false matrix use their technology, see, whoa, look at what's happening. The timeline's going crystalline on us, and there's not a damn thing that we can do except prey on the ones who are already in fear, already in victimhood, already stuck in their suffering and their entitlements, etc. Okay, we'll just take what we've got and we'll work with those people. It's possible, though, that a collective event would be underway right now. If you were one of those controllers, wouldn't it make sense that you would initiate something right now? Just when you know that humanity is onto something big. Just when you know there's a big shift coming. Now, I've spoken about who's not going to make it, who is going to make it. Well, you can see by what I've just said, the humble ones, the ones who are working on being their own light. My name is Kerry K. It's my pleasure to bring you this knowledge and wisdom and information and to witness you guys using it, utilizing it, and ascending because of it. So what kind of changes would we see when the timeline does what it's doing right now? It goes more crystalline. Remember what I said earlier, amplification, everything amplifies. That also means your light amplifies. Your love amplifies. Your capacity to feel gets bigger and deeper and more, and you start walking around as if you're an ascended human before ascension even happens. That's because you're starting to vibrate in harmony with that crystalline timeline. Speak to you really soon. Lots of love from my heart all the way to yours. Do you know about the timeline wars? Do you know about them? If you don't, watch this video over here and just take a little moment to let the love in that I'm sharing with you. Just let it in. You got this. You got this. I'm really proud of you. I am.